Welcome back, it's Chris from WeLet. Today I'm going to go through some of the recent announcements regarding EPCs and the changes and what it means to you as a landlord, the fact, the fiction. So let's start up, shall we? So there's obviously been the recent announcement by Rishi regards EPCs, but EPCs date back to 2008 where all properties must have an EPC. Your energy performance certificate is valid for 10 years, but you don't have to renew unless the tenant changes or you sell. And in 2018, all properties for letting must have a minimum EPC rating of E. From December 2020, it was proposed for 2028. Originally, that was 2025, that all properties to let be an EPC C. Note the term proposed because this isn't and never was in law, it was a proposal. Rishi Sunak has obviously just shelved these proposals that, as put in brackets, that were not law, because a lot of commentators, BBC included, kind of suggesting that this is a law that's been shelved. It wasn't, it was a proposal. So breathe easy, landlords. Well, not exactly. These proposals could, quite likely be reintroduced under a Labour government, and energy efficiency itself pays, both in terms of the environment, obviously, and on bills. So, just to give you an example, I've got one here. So, EPC. So this is one of my properties. It's not one of the best performing in terms of its EPC rating, but it is a D. This is a recent one. It just takes you through the property itself. It's a mid-terrace, 140 square meters, 57, a D. It says the average energy rating is a D across England and Wales with an average energy score of 60. And then it takes you through what you can do in terms of getting it up to the level that it can perform at, because it gives you the potential, which is as high as 80, which is a C, which would be brilliant, obviously. Things you can do. This is an old house, so the walls, solid brick, very poor. Cavity walls, so it does have those, and insulated, so that's good. The roof, etc. It goes through what you could do with extra insulation, etc. And then it goes through heating controls. It's got a new boiler, etc., which is good. The lighting's all fixed outlets are LED, etc. So I'm doing what I can at the moment. The cost of doing some of the other stuff would be quite high. And as a landlord, we have to balance what we can do, for reasonable cost at the same time. So what's the thought process? Well, for me at the moment, what I've done is I spent over £3,000 on insulation across a number of my properties, which is already having a payback. That insulation, just roof insulation, standard kind of stuff, is payback in just over 12 months. I mean, as a landlord, that's a great saving, but it helps the tenant too stay cozy. I offer all my properties with bills included. So obviously I want to be as efficient as I can be, and that's been a great saving. Obviously I've changed out, and that was one of the first things to do, was all the lighting to LED. The cost for a landlord for this kind of thing, it's not expensive. It's certainly the first port of call. Concerns I have, yes, this announcement's gone through. We're still on for 2050 for net zero. But obviously governments change, and there's every likelihood that that could happen as soon as May of next year. And obviously these things are back on the table again. Will they go straight to a C? Would it be a D? Possibly they'll go for a D. I'm looking at my cost. I'm looking at the best way to get to D for all my properties. I only have two that left at E at the moment, because I think they're possibly look to scale it back to a D, in my opinion. Now, what are they going to do? They're just going to foist this on landlords without any support. I think there probably will be support packages in place, whether it's interest-free loans, whether it's grants, We'll have to see. But I think right now, spending a fortune on heat pumps, etc., which can use up twice the electricity, and electricity is about 3 times more expensive than gas, and doing that right now, bearing in mind that heat pumps, etc., costs about twice as much to service, etc., than gas boilers. Is that thing to do now? Possibly not. Will I wait and see what the government does? Will I wait and see if these grants, etc., are in place first? I think so. I think that's a sensible way to look at it. What I'd really like, and I'm sure all landlords would like, is a joined up approach, bipartisan, involving Conservative, Labour, etc., and stakeholders, renters groups, landlord groups like the NRLA, in coming together to come up with a policy that works for all. Because at the moment it's pretty disjointed, and to be fair, landlords are confused. That's my take anyway, but you might disagree. Anyway, I hope that was informative. Yeah, there are changes we can make. They don't have to be that expensive at this moment. And obviously it's a question of almost playing it by ear to see what happens going forward. But yeah, okay, thanks, and till the next time. Bye.